Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Daniel here from DM Network Solutions. Just wanted to make a quick video here, talk about the Velo Wix Certification Program, and just to show you a little bit about the project that I created. And just wanted to share this for anybody that's interested in getting their Velo certification. It's a really good certification to get started with, and it gives you a good understanding of the Wix platform, and it gives you a hands-on experience. Okay, so just to show you what the Velo certification is, I'm going to take you here to their website. So if you go here to the Velo, you can go to Wix/Velo/certification, and here you can sign up and you can get certified. It's a free certification. It consists of two parts. The first one is a test, around 20 to 30 questions, and it asks you about the platform, and if you want to learn more about it, there's a guide that you can look through the documentation, and you can go through all the projects and all the resources that's available. Okay, so if you see here, it says take the test, and it has to do with Velo features and JavaScript. And then you'll also, the next part is to submit a project. So they give you some guidelines, and you have to fulfill all the guidelines for that project, and then you get certified. Okay, so they give you 2 weeks after you take the test to submit your project. So you basically create a new free website from the Velo from Wix, and then it's you're gonna create a page, and you're gonna create all the things they're asking you for. Okay. And if you want to get more information, you can go to the API documentation, and then they have some code examples, and you can also check the forum for the community, and you can even reach out to Wix for any assistance you may have. Okay, and then they have some videos also you can watch, and then here's all the topics that they're going to test you on. So quite a few elements here to study. And they got some information there, and so you can see you can also verify your certification. So if you put my email there, you can see how I appear with my information here. Okay, so so you can get certified today, and this basically takes you to the website. So just to give you a little insight of what my project looked like. So basically it's a contact manager, and it uses the Wix login feature. So to get started, we just gotta sign up, and it lets you sign in with your Google account, or you can create a new email. So I'm just gonna sign in with one of my accounts here. So you can pick any of your accounts, and then basically once you sign in, then it loads the page, and if you have any contacts already, it will show up here. So we're gonna go ahead and just create a new contact. So I'm just gonna create my own. Okay, so once you fill out your information, you can actually also upload a photo. So this form basically has the basic information, and then we're going to submit it. And see, you can submit your contacts here. So I'm going to submit another one. Let's put John Smith. Okay, then we're gonna create some information here. Okay, and he is a microphone. So yeah, basically, all right, so every time we submit, then we get the contact that shows up here. So you can click on your contact, and this loads the repeater for each one. So see, basically we got their name, their company name, their title here, their information. So these are the requirements that, some of the requirements that they want you to have in your project. Also, we have some other features here, such as being able to email that person. So here we can write an email. All right, so we'll just send that email and see. So you should get a confirmation email there. Then this is another feature I have. It can count down how many days until the birthday. And then you can send an email also from here. And then each of these buttons, you know, they have this animation. And you can also edit the contact here. You can change the photo. Okay. And then the other feature was to delete. So if we delete, we got a confirmation here if you want to delete the contact. And also we incorporated a different way to delete the contact with this other way, okay, with the Lightbox. So then we have a list of our contacts here. And if we go back to the home page, we also have the contacts that show up in here. And when you click on your contact, you get them right here. And we also have a way to call them. If you're doing this on the phone, it's also responsive. It works on the phone. And like, let's say you want to delete them, then you can delete them. It takes you back. All right. So I met all the requirements. There's still a few things to make it more work better. I think in the home page, when you sign out, see when you sign in, it doesn't automatically take us back into the sign-in part. So this is something I'm trying to figure out still. See, it should have just loaded, refresh the page. See, when I refresh, then this changes to open my contacts. See, and then from here you can also email directly. You can call. So if you had an email client, and then this just takes you into the contact. So something like that is what they were looking for. So just to go over a little bit of the code. So see, here's our home page. See, I had some code here that should have made that page refresh, but for some reason it's not working with for me right now. But the other feature that we have was when you're adding a contact, you can start adding so let's say you had added most of the information here, but you forgot like the date of birth, right? And you need to go back, so you kind of like you left that page and then you went back to the page. So Wix has a session cache that you can use, and basically it saves these fields. So it just saves it, and you can go back to it, you know. Right, so that feature, we're using a session storage. So basically, the trigger is when you leave this viewport, it will save to the session. So right here, see. Okay, here's session values. So each value is getting saved, and this function is being triggered by that leave viewport. And then we get the session values if there are any. So see, we clear it when we submit the form, so it clears it. But if we don't submit and we leave the page, then it automatically saves it. And see here we are setting the values. And then here, this is if there is a session. So if there's a first name, then we get all the values, you know. And see, when this is the mouse out. So when it mouses out of this container, it sets the values. So the only issue is if they never leave this and they just simply like somehow go back using some buttons, but usually they're gonna mouse out. Yeah, so right here we're not using, okay, so we do have a data set, but this is to work with our repeater. But this basically this form, all the fields are just saving it to the database directly. Okay, and then this is how we handle the photo. So the photo update, this was kind of like the most difficult part because there's not a lot of good documentation when handling photos for some reason. But this is what I did for the photo. So, excuse me. All right, so we have, so upload change. Okay, so when this changes, so this is just a button, the upload button. So when it detects the change, it's gonna save the value to files. Okay, and this is using the new upload photo, upload files function. So let's see, so it's saving files from the value of that photo, right? And then it enables this button. So this is a trigger to upload. I know that there's a way to automatically upload, but I guess when you click it, so on the click, it's going to take that files, and if there is a file, then it does the upload files, right? And then we have this for each. It's only one file though. And then it's gonna upload, it's gonna get the URL, and then we constantly log this URL. We can just get rid of that. And then we can, okay, and then this is how the preview shows up. So we're using that same URL, and we're replacing this gray photo with the actual photo, and then we show it. Okay, and then we upload the text. It uploaded successfully, and we show the message, and then we console log it. And if there's any errors, we're catching that error. And if there's no photo to choose, then we show that message to choose a photo. So pretty basic. All right, and this is where we're saving our record. So we're just assigning the values, and then these are the keys. And this is our object with all the values and keys. And then I also have a full name value field. And I'm just composing, or what do you call this? Interpolating the two fields I'm using from the first and last name, and it just creates a full name. And that's useful because you know, the full name is a single field. It has the first and last name, so then I don't have to use this later on. You know, I have the option of using the first name or the full name. Okay, and then we're saving it, and then we're clearing some of these messages. All right, so that's pretty good. All right, the other feature that was pretty difficult to do was, okay, so we got our edit, you know, pretty much the same for the edit. Okay, so we're working on the context dynamic pages. Okay, so the way that I was able to get some of these dynamic views is by overlaying a lot of these boxes one on top of each other. So that's why this looks all crazy like this. But one easy way to kind of work with this is you have what is called layers in here. So you can hide a lot of these layers and just work with what you're working on. So you can like highlight, okay, the contact info, right? And you can open that up. Okay, and then just show each box by itself. And you can work with this. You can work with this information as is here, right? One layer at a time. So all these layers are like on top of each other because they're more, they're like dynamic. So when you click on a button, it's going to show that box with all that information on top of it. Okay? So, you know, it's a little difficult, but I like the effect. Instead of working with Lightboxes, because Lightboxes are kind of slow loading. They look kind of clunky in Wix right now. But these boxes, they pop up right away because they're already loaded. You're just showing them. And the animation is, you know, it's easier to work with that way. But we got a few boxes, and we have a box for the options, as you saw in the preview earlier. So one of the things that we had to do was also connect an API. Okay, so if we go to our send box, send email, this is where we connect to the API. So we can take a look at the code part. So basically, we're using the send grid. So we're importing the send email and get user from that backend send email. So let's see if we can find that in here. All right, and this is how I handle whenever we switch boxes. You know, I have a function that hides everything before it loads a new one. So I just run this before the next one loads. That way, if anything's open, it just closes out. Okay, so here's the mail one. Okay, so see when we click it, so see we're using some options here for the way it's gonna load the animation. So if it's hidden, then it's gonna show it, and then it shows our message. And if it's visible, then it'll hide it. So that button has two functions. It'll show, it'll hide. Okay, so here's our email. So send email message, right? So it gets the current item. Okay, so here's the get current item. So it creates an object of the dataset current item. Okay, so it's taking the dataset of whatever is loaded here, and it just captures that whole object. So it has the name, email, it has all that information, and it just saves it to an object here, and then we can use this over here, right? So we get that object, and then we can we get the button. We just enable the button. Okay, it gets the email. Okay, so here's where we use that full name, and then it gets the ID. And then we have we create a nickname. So then it says get user ID. Okay, so it's so above we know what's the user ID for that user. Somewhere up here. Okay, so we're getting the user ID of the logged in user. So that way we know who is sending the email. And then we're getting our response back. Get user, okay. So our response is the nickname. So it console logs the nickname. So what was this for? Send email message. Okay, so then it says send email message to the full name. Okay, so we create the message, and then when we click on the send email, then it triggers that send email. So So I set a few things by default because there's no subject, so I'm just putting you got mail. And then we have the current email. What is that? Okay, so here's our current email. So all these emails are coming out of my SendGrid account. So it's coming from my main email, right? But I can use the user's information to plug in that information in the message itself, okay? So it says message from, so it shows the message from that person. And then this user email is the recipient. So that's the person we're sending the email to in our contact list. And then the body of the email, this is the message that you typed. And then I'm adding this at the bottom. A couple lines below, it says this message was sent from Contact Manager app. Okay, so that just gets attached to every message. Okay, and that's our message. So we're sending the user email. So that's the person we're sending the email to. So the subject. So I'm just creating this subject right here. And then we have the body, which is what they type plus this. Okay, so we're sending this to our backend. So if we go here to our backend, we have the send email backend. So basically, okay, this is how we get the ID. And then this is how we're getting the message, okay? So we get who it's being sent to, the subject, and the body, okay? And then we have our private key and our secrets. And then we have the message. It's being sent to the recipient from, this is my email where it's coming from. The subject, we're getting it from over there, from the typed, and then we got a body. And then that's pretty much it. And then the API connects into that API thing. What is this? Okay, so here's our SendGrid, and that's how you do this API. You gotta sign up for that, get your key. All right, so that's pretty much it for our project. You know, there was a few other features that were pretty cool that I like. You know, when you click on that, see that those are all the frames. So they're kind of like on top of each other. Let's see, see these, you can like click on them both ways. Okay, that one just launches it, doesn't close it. All right, so well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If anybody knows how to fix this part, so when you log in, it automatically reloads the page or redirects you to something. I wanted to just have it refresh the page somehow, but apparently that's not possible. But it does happen when you log out. See, when you log out, it automatically does it, but when you log in, kind of like nothing really happens. See, this should have changed. See, it acts like I'm not even logged in, but see, it shows I'm logged in here. So until I refresh, see, once I refresh, then it loads the rest of the contacts I have. see you can have quite a few contacts in your list. All right. Well, well, thank you. I'll go ahead and close out this video here. But yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any projects you want to work on, you can send me a message. Also, you know, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You can also follow us here on DM Network Solutions, and I hope to see you next time. All right, thank you. Have a nice day. God bless you. Take care. Be safe. And until next time, good night.